Yeah, definitely. Like, okay, this was something I learned in Ireland, but in Ireland, the Gaelic word for disabled means closest to God. So if you do have a superpower, it just really means that you are like the most pure, like, form of a person. Like, you really look out for others and you make sure that they feel happy when they're around you. And so I think that's a really beautiful thing that I wish everybody knew is like, you have the ability, you were like created so individually that like you are the closest to God and you're the closest to like the best form of a person you could be. I know that's like super Christian of an answer, but I think it's really powerful. And so that would be what I would want them to understand.
Yeah, shit, you're making
Yeah.
me tear up over here. This is The Real Beauty and the Beard with Janelle and Jake Winters. All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and welcome to the
Beard.
to the Real Beauty and the Beard. My name is Jake.
Dinner.
We're Jake and Janelle Winters. Let's start over.
Bye-bye.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's all right.
All right, fine. This is Janelle. Who am I?
Big.
I'm Jake. I'm Jake Winters. And together we are on a mission to discover real strength in beautiful differences. In each episode, we aim to help you discover the real beauty in your life by bringing you an inspiring story, a unique perspective, a meaningful message, crucial resource, or just a force of good within the special needs world. And this episode, we're bringing you the second half of our interview with Courtney Cohan, a wonderful young lady who is a elementary intensive resource teacher in Kansas City. And if you haven't caught the first half of our episode, go back and watch that. It is on YouTube. It's all, or you can listen to it anywhere where you listen to your podcasts. So we are on both platforms now, video and audio. But anyway, go back and listen to that. She has some great insights into some of the organizations that she's been a part of, especially this Ability West, that is where she studied abroad in Ireland in her college career at Mizzou, obtaining her special education degree. And this Ability West place, I'm telling you, everybody, is phenomenal, and you need to go listen. I did not hype it enough in the last introduction. Go listen to what this facility and this organization does for people, and it sounds like it's not just in one area in Ireland, and we are really, really excited to see if she can bring that back to the United States or help to build something like that. Right, Nellie?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
So anyway, this episode, we jump back in as we are talking about Janelle's birthday. We recorded this back at the end of August and September, something along those lines, and Janelle's birthday is coming up. So as we know, when your birthday's coming up, you talk about it for like 3 months ahead of time, right?
Right.
Right.
34 next.
Turning 34 next. Uh-oh, I already got her started. It's only March.
Yeah, more.
You can't start talking about it until it's like 6 months away.
Okay.
Okay, you got 7 right now. Okay, don't
Okay.
slow your roll. Okay.
Alright.
But again, Courtney delivers in this second half some really great insights on some things. I ask her, what does she get out of the special education classes that she doesn't think that you get in the general education classes? And she has some great answers to what needs to be inserted into every educational curriculum in the college level as you're preparing yourself to be a teacher. Because you're not just teaching, you're teaching everybody, right? So you need to know certain things that get taught in the special education curriculum, and she's got some great insights. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear that. and we have a little conversation on where the U.S. is as far as education and special education, and really setting our students up for success in life after high school. She mentions what we call, I don't know who we is, but what is called the cliff in the special education world, which is where in the U.S. why we kind of just fall off after high school. So this one is somewhat controversial, but has some really great insights. And we talk about Courtney's biggest mistake and how that lesson that she learned from that mistake is something that we should probably all learn as well, whether we're teachers or just human beings, right? And then, got anything to say?
No.
No, not yet. All right. We talk about what fears she currently has, and why and how she's just going right into them and facing them head on, no matter what. And she's got some great comments about those fears that I think it's just a great mindset to think about. And I think that you will really, really gain a lot from the second part of our interview with Courtney. She's just full of, we get real deep at the, I don't know, if you have been a listener for us, you do know kind of how our interviews go, and we ask the final few questions. We ask the same questions to every guest, and she just has one of the most beautiful answers that I think we've ever received, and it brings me to tears. So I'm really excited for you guys to see that, and how her answer just touched me so much, and I just looked at Janelle and knew how right she was. So I'm excited so much for just so you guys can absorb and see how much wisdom and how much just amazing energy, and she's just a great person. So I'm excited to share her with you. And if you haven't already, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What should we tell them now, Natalie? Is it time to start the episode?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah.
What do we call it? I can't remember. What do we call it? Do you remember what we were gonna call this episode? No?
No.
Me either. Well, it's part 2 with Courtney Cohan,
part 2.
and why I think we're gonna call it "Why the U.S. is Behind in a Lot of Areas." All right.
Right. That's it. My birthday is called Figure. My birthday. That's it.
What about your birthday?
Figures.
Vegas. We're not talking about your birthday. Didn't we just say 7 months?
That's my.
You're 7 months away. You gotta wait till it's at least 6.
I know. I think that. I think that.
You're asking?
Yeah.
You're just asking? Well, we're talking to our audience right now.
Okay.
You're gonna ask me that later.
Okay.
Okay. We gotta get on with the episode.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So without further ado, everybody, thank you for coming to watch or listen wherever you may be. And we hope you enjoy our second part with Courtney Cohan. Ready?
Yeah.
And here
Yeah.
we go. And here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta feed him dog food.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sometimes ice cream. Sometimes.
There's ice cream too.
You Josie ice cream
It did. Birthday.
for a birthday?
October 1st.
October 1st?
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming up next month.
Yeah.
You know who else's birthday is coming up? Yours.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
When's your birthday?
She said, when's your birthday?
October 12th.
October 12th. Okay. How many days away is that? Do you have a countdown?
I don't know.
You don't know how many
No.
days away?
Yeah.
You just know it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My birthday trip.
Your trip?
Yeah, take a big theater and book it.
Oh, you're going to go to the movie theater on your birthday?
Big theater.
Big Cedar.
Theater.
Oh, Big Cedar.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Do you
What
know
do you do at
that
Big
is?
Cedar? I've never been there.
I really play music
Cool.
and a concert singer. I
Wow.
got eat too.
I like eating. That sounds good.
Yeah. Drink a beer from the bar in there.
No way.
Food and so
Wow. That sounds like a great birthday.
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I thought it, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you go to Big Cedar for a few days? You've got a lot to do.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
long are you going for? You said you already booked it. You should know.
Yeah, they book it.
You did?
How many days?
Oh yeah.
Like
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
How many days is that?
4 days.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13.
How many days is that?
5.
5 days.
5 days.
oh my gosh. That's so
Yeah.
long. You're gonna have a birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited. I gotta see
Okay.
lots of pictures.
Okay.
Okay, deal.
This is OP 33.
You'll be 33?
Yeah.
Whoa! My
So
goodness.
old.
Yeah.
We go for 33 days. Just have a party every day.
Same day.
Oh, she would love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just to summarize, Big Cedar is Bass Pro's like resort on Table Rock Lake. So we go there basically every once a year. She probably goes down there, but this is the first time they're going for her birthday
Yeah.
because the bigger usual vacation every year got canceled because of the virus, of course.
This is kind
And
of more fun though.
she knows the regular musician at the bar on
Yeah.
Big Cedar who knows her and invites her on stage to sing with him. And
Yeah.
she's got all kinds of signed CDs and stuff, right?
Right.
That's so cool. What's your go-to song when you sing?
Let's see my birthday song.
Sing your birthday song?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What do you sing with Clay?
But Sick Rock Band.
You sing some Zach Brown Band?
Yeah. Singing
That's pretty cool.
for the play.
Really?
Yeah.
You dancing?
Oh,
What?
And singing.
You singing?
And chicken fly.
sing Chicken
Brad?
Fried.
Chicken fly.
I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You'll be a star pretty soon, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Courtney, what I'm curious on, are there some things that you're taught in special education classes that other education classes are lacking that probably should get the same lessons?
Yeah, I know that, like, I have a bunch of general education friends just from being around, but they do have a class that's really awesome about, like, different types of disabilities and what to kind of expect. Of course, nobody's ever the same, so it kind of is just like a generalized rule.
Yeah.
But I definitely think I was able to receive, like, behavior trainings and, like, kind of, like, de-escalation techniques, which is, like, so when a student is out having an outburst, like how to handle it and how to handle it like kindly and with empathy and equity. And I think that that would be so helpful for general education teachers to get as well. I know they do, but just like more extensive training about it, because that's pretty useful for every grade level, every type of disability or ability, like every type of student.
Mhm.
So I think that would be super helpful. And then special ed also got the most time in the classroom, like I was saying.
Yeah.
General education didn't get in until like, I think second semester sophomore year, or at some point sophomore year. So having more time in the classroom is like the most invaluable practice, because those are like real live students who have real life needs, you know, so it was very helpful.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. It sounds the modification techniques and things like that. I think that is really important and a great insight, because as we move forward, we're going fully inclusive, right?
Yeah.
So I think that more often than not, all teachers at some point should have that education on those specific things, because you are going to have a student with a special need or extra need or
Oh yeah.
superpower that is going to be out of the ordinary for you, and you
Mhm.
weren't necessarily taught that.
Yeah.
So
It's super nice when general education teachers come to us and they say like, I've noticed this, so I'm going to try this. Like coming in with ideas makes it a lot easier to collaborate than to just say like, oh, he's having an outburst, he's being distracting. I'm like, well, maybe to you he's distracting, but like what is he doing? Maybe we can stop that or make it quieter or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
what would be your response to a teacher that came and said that something like that to you?
Yeah, so we set up like these meetings with the teachers that they get to kind of like air their grievances or like kind of explain like what's been going on. And so typically after that, I like go in and observe the student and just in their general education classroom, just kind of keeping track of like how many times they said an outburst or how many times they were off task. And then after that, we can like determine if they need services or if they need like some modification in the classroom, like to sit in the back or to have like a little fidget or something so they're not distracting other students. Usually we try and start with those interventions first, like moving their seat or like having the teacher check in on them every so often or having them work on a different worksheet. And then while they get tested, we like try out different things to see if that helps. And then once they've been tested, we can like determine if they qualify for services or qualify to like come to my classroom. And then we move on from there. So
Oh, so there's cases where the general education classroom teacher will bring it up and
yeah.
potentially start an IEP that way.
Yes. Like most, I would say, I don't want to put a number on it, but most cases that do come up, we do like work it through and kind of like give them supplementary things to work on, like having a fidget or sitting in a different area, or even like taking a break every 5 minutes, or not every 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes every so often. And then the other half of the cases do actually get referred and qualify for services. So it's super important that the general education teachers speak up and like let us know like, hey, this has been really challenging, but it's just the way to go about that, I think, is sometimes harder. Like coming to me and telling me that he's like not or distractive and getting in trouble and he needs to be moved out of your classroom, like go in with the mindset of like, hey, I want to work with you, I want to see if we can change things before he has to like be removed from the classroom, because we want them in the classroom as long as possible. But yeah, so going in with the mindset of like we can work together on this is a total game changer for like gen ed teachers to know.
Yeah, you're not just a resource as a in your title, resource teacher. You're not just a resource for the student or the parent of the student. You're a resource for the teacher.
Yeah. And we definitely love, like, I love when teachers come in and are like, what can I do? What can I change? And that's super fun to work on and like collaborate with.
That has to be so crucial too, because
Yeah,
that's their majority of that student's time is spent in that classroom, right?
definitely. And if you see grades slipping and you could do something to change it, that's always helpful, instead of just letting it go. So,
Yeah, of course, of course. You meant to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that number. Your phone.
You want her number?
Yeah.
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 Well, I have it, and we won't make her say it on the recording.
Okay.
But I guess, are you asking if you can have it?
Yeah.
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 I think, yes, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Why do you want it?
Up here.
You just want it up there?
Yeah.
Are you gonna text her? You gonna call her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm calling and tell you about that.
Tell
Yeah.
us about
Well, I think Jeff's mistaken.
Stuff.
Yeah. I think your boss thinks that she used to work at B&B, but maybe he's thinking of a different Courtney.
Oh.
Yeah.
that.
So.
But you can still send me pictures of Big Cedar.
Okay.
Okay, deal.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you her number.
Oh.
That's a good deal.
Do you Based off your experience in Ireland, do you feel like the U.S. is a little behind? Did you get any taste of, or have you heard anything about other countries doing similar things?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do think we kind of like just drop off at 18. We're just kind of like, oh, you're the state's responsibility now. Like we don't really follow them as closely as we should. Of course, like I'm a brand new teacher. There might be something out there that I just haven't heard of yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely think in other countries they kind of once you're leaving high school, they make you a little bit more independent than we do. Like ours is just like get them through, get them done with high school, and they're done. But you got to think about like what are they going to do after? Like where are they going to live? Like could they live by themselves? Could they live with another person in the program? Like that's such a huge thing for I think anyone growing up is like having that independence, even if you're living at home and you have a job. Like that's something that's like yours and you get to do it. So I think other countries follow them a little bit closer. And I've definitely known like in transition meetings. So transition meeting is like after middle school and after high school, you have like a special IEP meeting that talks about the future and talks about like, oh, what are you going to do next year in middle school or next year in high school or after you've graduated high school, what do you want to do? And I think if we have a plan during that meeting, that's great. But sometimes those meetings turn into like, well, what do you want to do? And then they're like, I don't know. And you don't really get as much accomplished.
Yeah.
Whereas in other countries, they usually have like a funneling system of like, this is the school you go to after, or you start a job after. There's like a more typical route you take. And in America, it's just kind of like, they call it like the cliff. Like you just kind of, you're done and you're over. But I definitely think more systems should be in place of like following that student, even though technically they're not like property of the state. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's kind of the mentality of education throughout the U.S. I feel like is not even just special needs or special education. I feel like it's you get the state whatever requirement or the federal requirement to what is it 16 age 16 and then we don't care if you're in school or not at that point almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's all about rates in like America of like who dropped out, who did it. And I feel like over there it's more like who found their passion and who did it, like who's still working on finding what they want to do and who has found it and is happy and like is thriving. It's more of like that mentality. But
yeah, from your experience it sounds like it's it's more about numbers than the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that we need to change, right, Janelle?
Right. Well, Janelle's a good example because like you have a job and you're responsible and you know you found your way, but some people aren't so lucky, so we've got to work on that.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
You're a good example, right?
Yeah.
Courtney, what is next for you?
Well, first year of teaching is definitely like the biggest thing on my mind right now. And I'm taking like some master's classes as well over like summer. So I'll keep working on that. And then after that, I hope to remain at the position I am, but be able to like I said, like follow my students and see where they go and like maybe track them that way. Big end goal, like if I had every dream in America, in the world, I would probably go back to Ireland and work with the Ability West people and just because I think it's such an impactful program to become a part of, but I don't know. I don't know if I can move away at this moment, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited for the school year. That's like the main focus right now, so.
Yeah, that's who knows, you know, you could be working there for a few years and you're just like your heart is pulled to Ireland and you go over there, you work with that organization for a few years, you learn the ins and outs of it, and then you come on back and bring it here, you know.
Exactly.
Who knows? You have quite a bit of life ahead of you, I think.
Yes, definitely. We'll see how many more pandemics come out and then we'll see where I am.
Right, exactly. During your journey right now, what is one of the biggest mistakes that you made?
Oh, goodness. Um, Probably making assumptions is like something I'm not the greatest at. I always like assume, okay, well, if they're at this level, that means they can do XYZ and they don't have problems with ABC. And I think going into the school year, I'm really trying hard to not build up a picture in my head of the student and actually meet them exactly where they are, because I mean, even the data we have now is 6 months old. Like, they haven't been in school for that whole time. So I hope that I can like keep my assumptions in check and like make sure that I'm doing exactly what they need versus like what I think I'm assuming they need. And I think making those assumptions about students like, oh, they're not going to qualify for services, or oh yes, they totally are. I've been proven wrong so many times where I'm like, oh, I think they're going to do great, I think this is going to be awesome, and then something happens and it just doesn't go out the way I planned. So I'm trying not to make assumptions anymore. I'm trying to just go with what I have and meet them exactly where they're at.
What do you think the underlying lesson you learned is?
um I guess you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't analyze like, oh, well, they have autism, so that means this and this. Like, that's just a roadblock mentally for you and your collaboration with the student. Like, you need to go in and be like, okay, this is Johnny and he has autism, and that's all we need to know. Johnny likes Legos and toys, so we're gonna work with that. And then just like seeing what a student can bring to you, I think is helpful, because if I'm assuming that you can't do something, I might not present it to you and I might not push you where you need to be. So trying not to assume and just progress along with the student.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's a great lesson to learn, and that your job is to help remove limitations that have been placed by the rest of the world and that student on themselves, right? So
Exactly.
it's you're already giving them a disadvantage if you walk into it with limitations, right? So I think
Hmm.
that was great what you just said there. It's just Johnny. This is Johnny. So let's see what he can do, not what he can't do, right?
Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good lesson that we all should probably learn throughout
Yeah.
life, you know.
Yeah. It's helped me in a lot of areas, not just school.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's like work, you know, it's like living with Janelle is like,
Yeah.
in a way, doing your job every day,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know. And so I definitely, I've learned a lot of lessons being with Janelle. So I
Yeah.
have no doubt that you've learned quite a few for life
Yeah.
yourself.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Janelle, what
Um,
did Jake teach you? Has Jake taught you anything really
Yeah.
cool? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does he teach you?
Uh, I do it.
Oh.
100.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What have I taught you anything? Do I teach you things?
No.
No?
No.
What about, do I teach you how to do an interview,
Yeah. Review.
right?
Hmm.
You didn't
Yeah.
do interviews before, right?
Right.
You didn't know we had to come up with questions
Yeah.
before and get ready
Yeah.
and then hang out and ask
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
You never done that before.
No.
No? Taught you something.
Yeah.
We're learning together though. We're
Yeah.
not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I ooh, and the podcast, the brother, Brian.
Yeah, Brian told your best friend Amy
Amy,
about the
and the
podcast.
podcast, they podcast too.
She gonna come on? Did you ask her about it?
And the Amy brother, Brian,
Yeah.
and then it's the podcast too.
He's doing one too?
Yeah, the Amy too.
They're doing one together?
They're together.
They're gonna do one?
Yeah.
Cool.
They're other than me, us.
Same as us?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
You guys should do a combined one once.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
matchup.
Do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy's Janelle's best friend since like, when did you meet Amy? Kindergarten?
The Oprah.
At Oakbrook? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was elementary school.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
they've been lifelong friends.
There you go.
Literally lifelong
And
friends.
Katie,
And Katie.
the kid, doesn't say in school is.
I don't know. School? What school? Whose school?
My school, you look at a kitty.
Howard Park, the little one. This preschool
Yeah, the free schools.
at Howard Park or St. Clair.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're trying to say. One of your older. Who are we talking about? Katie?
Yeah, kitty, yeah.
You and her knew each other from way back when
Yeah.
at an old school?
The old school, little kid.
Yeah, I think that was Howard Park. Your
The guy in the
preschool.
park.
Yeah.
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 The fall before the Amy.
Uh-huh.
So I can't Amy.
So what are you trying to tell Courtney? What's the point?
Kitty first was a kid. For the Amy of the Opal.
Oh, you knew
Oh.
Katie first.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who's your first best friend?
Yeah.
I got lots.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
My
Yeah.
first best friend was named Katie too. She lived in my neighborhood.
What?
Really?
Yep. And now she goes to Indiana. She's awesome. I miss her. But that's such a small world.
Yeah.
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 Let's see. I know there's a few. I have a list of final questions, and you're probably prepared for those. That you might have, since you've been listening, you've probably heard them a few times. But I do just want to make sure that I've gotten everything else on here. Is there anything that kind of scares you about what's next? Anything that gets you a little uneasy?
I mean, I worry that like one day I'm gonna like forget everything and just like not be good at it anymore, which is like just a crazy worry, but I mean, I don't know. And I do worry that like one day like there might be just too many needs that I like don't feel I can achieve, which right now I'm like a newbie. So I'm like, yes, let's do everything. Let's take them all on. And really my job, like at the end of the day, is like to not have a job, like to have the students be so independent and so included and supported that like they don't even need us, which is like kind of scary, but I definitely am either worried about getting too overwhelmed or about like the school system changing and becoming like all charter schools and then like I don't have a job. But those are just kind of irrational fears, like the rain sweeping me away. But it's definitely like gotten more real lately, so I'm kind of glad that like I have concrete students now. I have concrete schedules and like concrete goals, so that kind of calms the fears for now. You know, in another pandemic that would freak me out. That would be too much. I don't know if I could handle that, but I think we all feel that way.
Right. What about anything you're excited about?
Oh, well, definitely having the kids for their first full day. And on Wednesdays, since we're all virtual, I'm super excited for that day because it's just our students in the building. So it's like just the cool kids in the back.
Cool.
So yeah, so it'll be really exciting. I'm excited for that day. And just excited to get the school year started. I got to meet some of my kids the other day and they're pretty cool. So I'm excited to actually see them in action.
Yeah. So you have so much energy, and I can already tell that like you're an achiever, a high performer. I heard NHS. I know you. I feel like we are somewhat similar through our at least high school careers.
Yeah.
So what are there? I know you mentioned lists. Is there something that you do, like any daily habits or strategies or anything that keeps you at that high energy level or keeps you as organized and as productive as you are?
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. I'm honored. But I definitely have been getting into, since quarantine, like meditation. Like Janelle, you might like this. You get to close your eyes and like just think about what you want to do in your day and just kind of like set up how you want to feel. Like that was the biggest question. It's not like what you want to get done, but like how you want to feel at the end of the day. Like I want to feel accomplished because I did XYZ, or I want to feel happy because I got to talk to this person or I got to do this activity. So just kind of like setting it up that way. And then also like exercising is a super big thing for me. I don't feel as like energized if I don't. And I like the exercise like yoga where you can like lay down at the end. And it's not too hard, but like just kind of getting in that mindset and like taking that time for you, I think is like so important, because if you're running around all day doing stuff for everybody else, there's like, you feel so depleted at the end because you haven't like given back to yourself. So those are big things for me.
Yeah, dude. So it sounds like you meditate in the morning. Do you try to exercise in the morning too?
Yeah, I usually exercise before school, and then luckily like my school starts a little later, so right after exercising I can like go in my car and just kind of like sit for a few minutes and just be like, okay, this is what's coming up today. Prepare yourself and get it together, and then it's ready in time to go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I may have already asked you this in a different way before, but what kind of impact do you want to leave on the world?
Definitely I want people to remember how they felt like with me, like they felt accomplished, they felt believed in, they felt heard. That's like a major thing for me, is like having someone feel that I really do care for them. And that would be like the greatest impact if someone came up and said like, hey, she really helped me through that day, or she really helped me through that really hard project or something like that. And I think that's kind of why I became a teacher as well, like because each day I'm able to be like, hey, like the motivator for that student, and like seeing that student progress because of anything I was a part of is like awesome for me. That's like a win every time. So that's kind of what I would want to be known for, is making
Yeah,
people feel good.
yeah, I love that. I love that. All right, we're getting into those final questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well, before I do that, I kind of want to just dip back to what you just said. Is that, I guess that would be the same impact on special education? Do you have
Yeah.
you see yourself as a maybe a specific impact just in that realm at all?
Yeah. I
You don't have
definitely,
to have.
well, I'm excited because like I get a lot of the kindergarten students. So I think seeing the impact is going to be massive, like because I'll be able to follow them from kindergarten to fifth grade.
Yeah.
And so that impact will be huge for me. And making sure like a student leaves fifth grade feeling more confident than they did coming in, would be awesome. So it's kind of the same sort of idea, but more concretely with like academics, I guess,
Yeah.
them feeling confident that they can do it.
Yeah. Of course. I love that.
Mm.
So one thing that I always ask in every interview is I bring our audience into the light. So there's three parts of our audience. There's those like Janelle who have superpowers and are the reason we're doing all of this, the reason you do what you do, the reason I do what I do. Then there's the caretakers, the friends, the teachers, the parents, all of those people who are within the community of special needs but don't have a superpower themselves. Well, even though those caretakers definitely have some superpowers themselves. So that's the second group. And then our third part of our audience is just someone who's a spectator, an outsider to this whole world. So I would like you to direct your answer at all three parts here in a moment. But first, is there any piece of advice or comment or just anything that you want to say to anyone with special needs or disability, with that superpower?
Yeah, definitely. Like, okay, this was something I learned in Ireland, but in Ireland, the Gaelic word for disabled means closest to God. So if you do have a superpower, it just really means that you are like the most pure, like, form of a person. Like, you really look out for others and you make sure that they feel happy when they're around you. And so I think that's a really beautiful thing that I wish everybody knew, is like, you have the ability, you were like created so individually that like you are the closest to God and you're the closest to like the best form of a person you could be. I know that's like super Christian of an answer, but I think it's really powerful. And so that would be what I would want them to understand.
Yeah, shit, you're making me tear up over here. That was an amazing answer. Yeah, just I
Was good.
saw me look at Janelle as you were giving the answer.
Oh yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have to say that definitely describes Janelle for sure.
Yeah. I think anyone too who's like known someone who has a superpower agrees. They're like, yeah, that's true. All they want to do is be loved and to love back. So that's all we're put on here to do anyway.
Yeah, that was so beautiful. Thank you for that answer. That was
You're
good.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, so second group now, caretakers, teachers. If you want specifically other teachers like yourself, you can even gear it that way. Whatever comes to you.
Well, coming back to the first answer, like just remembering that you are getting this experience and you're getting to work with someone who sees the world in such a cool way, like bringing it back to how do they see things and like how do they take the world in, it kind of reminds you like it's not all about money and numbers and hours and things like that. It's like about connection with others. So as a caretaker, just focusing on like the blessing that it is to work with someone who has a superpower. Like some people don't get to meet someone as cool as Janelle or as cool as like any of my students, and that's just such like a positive in your life. It might be challenging for sure, but without it your life would be a little bit more boring for sure. So just being grateful that you get to experience this, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
What about those who have no idea what this world is like?
Yeah, I say go for it. I mean, join some organizations. Just Task is a great one. It's only like 2 hours. I'm pretty sure you're gonna live, and you'll probably be really happy after you leave. And you'll probably think about people in a different way. Make sure you like are working with empathy in every part of your day. Just like thinking about how this impacts others, or helping out where you can. Like another motto is like if you can, you should. So if you can do some service, or if you can help that person who you think might not have gotten much social interaction today, like just go for it. The worst that happens is you like walk away and you're like, oh, that sucked. But most of the time that doesn't happen. So it's really not going to be a bad thing to try and to experience things, and you know, just put yourself out there. If you're thinking about starting service, just try one time. Just commit to one time, and then if you like it, which you probably will, you can keep going.
Yeah, I really like the if you can, you should. I've had discussions with our older sister Jessica in the past that I was born to be lucky enough that high school and schoolwork came easy to me, and things like that, and that's kind of why I felt like I've always been born to help people and be a teacher, is because I've been blessed with these abilities that not everybody else has, and I guess that's why I feel like I should be doing what I'm doing. I don't know. I really liked it. So
yeah. If it touches your heart in a way, just go with it. You know?
Yeah. I think that's huge. Yeah, if we have the ability to help somebody who doesn't have that ability to help themselves, then yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah.
Great. Do you have any questions for us?
Let me think. I have one. Well, first, Jamal, I just want to know what's on your shirt. I've been dying. It says Gibbs Girl, but is that your favorite TV show, NCIS? Yeah. Who's Gibbs? I should really watch, but
yeah, Gibbs is I guess the leader of the show. It's like a crime show, investigative show, but it's the naval crime scene investigators.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if anything ever happens to a Navy officer, they're the ones that investigate. So he's like the guy who runs that team.
Awesome. So that was my low ball question. But
He's an actor or anything.
Yes. He's an actor on NCIS.
He's a different actor.
Yeah, the Gibbs does.
A different Gibbs, a different person.
Yeah, the Gibbs first, actor. So.
Yeah, he was on it. He's not on it anymore.
And I do.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Is he on a different show?
No, they was so it had the kids first. From the beginning.
Oh, he wasn't in it at the beginning?
It is the beginning.
He is in it at the beginning.
And the actor for the so kids.
What do you say? After? Is that what you're saying?
So the kids the soul. And the actor. I think the soul.
He's an actor on the show?
Yeah, yeah.
But Gibbs is his character name.
Yeah.
That's his name. I don't know his actor's name. Do you know the actor name?
His name.
It's Gibbs' name. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. Sound good?
Yeah.
That's a complex question.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but for you, like, what would be the biggest goal for Janelle? Like, what's your biggest dream? I mean, Janelle, you could answer it too, and then Jake, what you hope for her or things like that. Janelle, what would be your biggest dream? To own a movie theater, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your biggest dream? What do you want? What do you want most out of life? You ever thought about that?
No.
No, that's okay.
What do you like? What do you want to do? You don't know. That's okay.
Think about it. We'll think about that in Gibbs' name.
It's a big question. You know, that's a lot of thought processing.
My hardball question.
I'm trying to think of an answer over here. I think Janelle really likes it when her scenery changes. She likes to go on vacations.
Yeah.
She likes to go out. She likes to go meet other people. And my hope in this podcast is that I can exponentially make that happen for her. I would absolutely love it if we could travel the world and go meet new people and interview them and enjoy the world as we do it.
That sounds awesome.
So I think that might be my biggest goal. I've never thought about that. So thank you for that question. That was really good.
A hard question. Yeah. Janelle, would you want to travel the world and do this, interview people? Maybe in real life instead of Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be into that.
Yeah.
You'd go have some beers in Ireland.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, she likes beers.
Yeah,
That's what they have a lot there.
And Mountain Dew, yep. Beer and Mountain Dew. You always have to say that, don't you?
Yeah.
Courtney, how can we find out more about you? How can our audience find you and what
So they definitely follow me on Facebook, just Courtney Cohan. I'll hopefully be updating a lot of classroom stuff once school starts, and like that's probably where I'll put everything. And definitely go check out Ability West, see if you can get involved there or support them in any way. It's in Galway, Ireland. I mean, honestly, just like finding out more about those sorts of places is really where I'd want people to get more involved. Task is right in St. Louis, Missouri. That's a great one to get started with. And then if you want to go to Ireland, I mean, might as well, now you've got like a good purpose to go there besides the beer. So that's a selling point. Yeah. So Ability West and Task and Courtney Cohan, we'll be doing big stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I will, if you have any of those links, or I can try to find them, I'll definitely put those in the description so people can get there quickly. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about, or anything you wanted to say on the show?
I think we're good. Janelle laughed and you cried, so I think good job.
Yeah.
Those are my goals for the day, so I feel better.
Yeah.
Final question. What is your definition of real beauty?
Definitely like the most genuine, like just straight out exactly how you are, exactly how you're feeling. If you're feeling like you want to go run around and be outside all day, do it. And that happiness that brings you is like the most real form of beauty to me. I think it's like genuine happiness is like real beauty. Like you look different when you're happy. You smile more and you talk more and you're so excited to like be here. So I think that's like the realest beauty you can have is when you're genuinely doing something that makes you happy.
Wow, love that answer. That's I couldn't be more spot on, I don't think either.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You agree, Janelle? You think it's
Yeah.
good? Yeah. Okay.
You have any other questions?
No.
Nope. You done?
I'm done.
Do we say bye to Courtney now?
Yeah.
What else do we say first?
Go to bed.
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad we got to talk.
Yeah, Courtney, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and sharing your experiences throughout college and everything like that. I do want to acknowledge you before we get you out of here, that I want to acknowledge you for your just pure drive and your energy, your happiness, that it's clear that you're intentional about bringing that to your job and to the lives of the students that you work with. And I have a feeling that you are pretty intentional about that with those in the rest of your life. I just get the vibe from your socials and just talking to you that you are loved by many, and I think it's because you give out so much love. And you're inspiring, and I just want to again acknowledge you for just bringing everything that you've got to everything, and that's at least it's what I can tell. So keep doing it. You've got so much ahead of you, and I think you're going to do some greater things than not that. Just if you stick with teaching and changing lives on that level, that's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have a feeling you're destined for greater things.
Thank you. Trying to make me cry at the very end. Thank you.
That might be my goal every now and then. If I can get the other side to tear up.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. This was a fantastic interview and a lot of insights that I think not a lot of us get to see. So again,
cool. Awesome. Well, I had fun. So thank you. That was a good way.
All right. We hope you guys enjoyed the second part with Courtney Cohan. She is just a wonderful person and just so full of energy and just such a drive to just help people, and with nothing in return, but she feels good about doing it, and she wants to I just love what she says about if you can help, you should help. And I take that 100% and truly believe it myself. If you have skills or abilities that you have been blessed with that some people don't, use it to help them and to help yourself and to make the world a better place and to show everybody where the real beauty's at, So that's why we're out here doing it, because we know that we can, and we want to bring it to those who can't see this for themselves. So I just am just so grateful that Courtney joined us and we were able to connect and bring her story to you guys. And she's 100% correct, man. You gotta pay attention to yourself. That self-care really is where it's all at, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of others either, right? So what do we got to tell them now, Nellie? Oh, if you're watching this day came out, this episode came out the day after World Down Syndrome Day. Trisomy 21 is another name for Down syndrome. And Janelle gets her superpowers, and everybody else like Janelle get their superpowers, some of them at least, from the extra chromosome that is on her 21st pair. So she actually has 3 chromosomes on her 21st pair of DNA chromosomes, which is where the Trisomy 21 comes from, and it's 3/21, March 21st, World Down Syndrome Day. That's when we're recording this. Almost didn't get her to do it, but she's having fun, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're always like pulling teeth right at the beginning, but she knows she loves it. Right? All right. What's next? We gotta ask them. Share. Yep. Share the Real Beauty and the Beard. Jake and Janelle. Like us. Follow me on social media. I'm doing a whole bunch of different things too. If you haven't already, look for us, The Real Beauty and the Beard, Twitter. We're Sis and Bro Show. Take a look for us all over the place. Follow, subscribe, share. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a rating and review, right? If you've got any comments, let us know what you think about this. Do we talk too much at the beginning? Should we just do more interview? What do you like? What do you dislike? We want to know, because if we don't know, we can't change it. So this is all for you guys. So please let us know what you want to see and what you want to hear.
I'm gonna get my new haircut.
She got a new haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah.
Proud of that.
Yeah.
What else? You got anything else to say? I think that's about it.
That's it.
We should tell them to sayonara, right?
Right.
And until next time,
That time.
we've got a huge surprise for you on our next episode. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a little collaboration of content from all over the place. So keep that in mind. It's coming out. I'm going to try to get that out for our 1 year anniversary of doing the podcast. All right. All right. I think we're done.
Yeah, done.
Until next time,
That time.
I am the Beard,
Or Foodie.
and she's the Real Beauty. We love you guys.
Yeah.